Now class, picking up where we left off, these are the last two problems for section 6.6, and we're dealing with fractions. Now, I would strongly suggest before we get into this, let's get rid of these denominators. Now, we can only do this when there is an equal sign in the problem, which we have, so we need to find a common denominator of 6 and 3, which we know to be 6. So we multiply all of these terms by 6. Okay, these 6's will simplify out and it'll leave you x squared. 3 goes into 6 twice. 2 times a negative 1x will give you a minus 2x. 3 goes into 6 twice. 2 times 4x is 8x. Now this looks to be a little bit more manageable than this does. So what we need to do is let's move this 8x over here with the rest of the x's. So we subtract 8x on both sides. And we will have x squared minus 10x equals 0. Now we can factor out an x, and we'll have x minus 10 equals 0. Now we have said x equals 0, and x minus 10 equals 0. Now, we will add 10 to both sides, and x is equal to 10. So, we will have our final answer. X is 0 and also 10. That's our final answer. Now we go here to B. Do the same thing. Common denominator of all of these terms here is actually 4. So we will multiply everything by 4. So now, we would say 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 times 3x squared will leave us 6x squared. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 times 1 is 2. 4 goes into 4 once times a negative 1x will give you a minus x. Now we need to move all of this over here with the 6x squared. So we will subtract 2 and add x. Subtract 2, and add x. So now we'll write this in order to be 6x squared plus x minus 2 equals 0. Now, what we need to do is this here. We cannot factor anything out with all of these terms here. So we'll write our a, b, and c. Our a is 6, our b is 1, and our c is negative 2. Now we multiply our a and c, which will give us negative 12. So we have 1 and 12, 2 and 6, and 3 and 4. Now our A and C is negative, but our B is positive. So that means that the lower numbers will be negative. And we want it to equal 1, so the negative 3 plus 4 is our 1. So now we go through and substitute. We have 6x squared minus 3x plus 4x minus 2 equals 0. We group these first two terms. We can factor out a 3x, and we had 2x minus 1. We group the second two terms. We can factor out a 2, and we have a 2x minus 1. Now we write out the final answer to be 3x plus 2 and 2x minus 1, and they're both equal to 0. Now we go through and substitute. I need more room here. So we could do this here. We could take 3x plus 2 equals 0. Then we could take 2x minus 1 equals 0. Subtract 2 on both sides. 3x equals negative 2. Divide each side by 3. And x is equal to a negative 2/3. Now, we will add 1 on both sides here. And we have 2x is equal to 1. Divide each side by 2. And x is 1/2. So our final answer is x is equal to a negative 2/3, comma 1/2. And that is it.